In the highlands of Kenya, there exists a marriage tradition so unusual that many people around the world can hardly believe it. Imagine this, a woman standing before elders, livestock exchanged, a bride price paid, and then she marries another woman. But this is not a modern marriage, a modern movement. It is not about romance, and it has existed for hundreds of years. Among the Kikuyu people of Kenya, a woman could become a husband, and the reason behind it might surprise you. This ancient tradition was designed to solve a powerful problem. What happens when a family has no sons? To understand this tradition, we must first understand Kikuyu society. For centuries, the Kikuyu people lived in the fertile lands surrounding Mount Kenya. Families farmed the land, raised livestock, and built strong communities tied together by ancestry and clan identity. But in this system, inheritance followed very strict rules. Land passed through male descendants. Sons carried the family name, sons inherited the land, sons ensured that the family lineage continued. So, when a woman had no sons, her future could become uncertain. Her land might pass to distant male relatives. Her family lineage might disappear. Everything her ancestors had built could slowly slip away. For many women, this was a terrifying possibility. But Kikuyu society found a remarkable solution. Instead of accepting the end of a lineage, Kikuyu elders create an extraordinary cultural system. If a woman had no sons, she could become a female husband. Yes, a woman could marry another woman. The ceremony followed many of the same steps as a traditional marriage. The older woman paid a bride price. Livestock or other forms of wealth were exchanged with the bride's family. Once the payment was accepted, the marriage was recognized by the community. From that moment forward, older woman held the social role of husband. She became the head of the household. But there was still one important question. How would children be born into this family? After the marriage, the young wife could choose a man to father her children. But this man did not become her husband. In fact, in many cases, his role remained private. He had no authority in the household, and most importantly, the children did not belong to him. Instead, they belonged to the household of the female husband. Within Kikuyu tradition, those children were recognized as descendants of the older woman's lineage. The man who biologically fathered them had no inheritance rights over them. With the community, the female husband was considered the social father. This clever system ensured something extremely important. The family name survived, the land stayed within the household, and the lineage continued. Becoming a female husband was not just symbolic, it carried real authority. The older woman controlled the land, she managed livestock and family resources. She represented the household in clan gatherings. She made decisions about inheritance and family affairs. In many ways, she held the same responsibilities as a traditional husband would have had. Meanwhile, the young wife raised children, farmed the land, and maintained household. Together, they formed a family structure that looked unusual to outsiders, but made perfect sense within Kikuyu structure. This arrangement protected the family, something that every society values deeply, and that is legacy. Anthropologists studying East African cultures documented many real examples of woman-to-woman marriages among the Kikuyu. Some villages had several such households. These families were not treated as strange, they were accepted members of the family. Children raised in this household grew up just like any other human children. They inherited land, they continued the lineage, they carried the name of the female's husband family. To the community, the system worked. It preserved families that might otherwise have disappeared.
Try to
When people first hear about this tradition today, they often misunderstand it. Some assume it was about romance. Some assume it was about rebellion against traditional gender roles. But historically, it was something else entirely. It was a practical solution. Kikuyu society valued family lineage, land inheritance, and clan identity. Rather than allowing those things to vanish, the community created a flexible system to protect them. It was a cultural innovation, one that allowed women to preserve their family heritage even without sons. In many ways, it shows how adaptable traditional societies could be. Today, Kenya has changed dramatically. Modern laws, urban life, education, and religion have reshaped many traditional practices. Woman-to-woman marriage among the Kikuyu is now far less common than it once was. But the story remains an important reminder. African traditions are often far more complex and sophisticated than people realize. Behind every custom lies a deeper purpose. In this case, the purpose was simple but powerful: to protect family, to preserve identity, and to ensure that a lineage would never be forgotten. Because sometimes the most unexpected traditions are born from humanity's oldest desire, the desire to leave something behind, a name, a home, a legacy that will live on long after we are gone.